With New Year's just around the corner, now is the time that many people decide they want to turn over a new leaf and get their mind and body into shape and turn over a new fitness routine. Claire Calvo is the co-owner of Synergy Studio in MIT, and she's also a dance and yoga instructor. Claire practices a variety of yoga and also teaches a lot of different dance classes here at the studio. But one of her most popular classes is the Bhakti or Power Yoga class. Here's Claire with us today to talk a little bit more about her practice of yoga and what makes it so powerful and popular. Claire, how are you? Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Fantastic. So Claire, tell me a little bit about your style and practice of yoga. What do you do that's so different and unique in your style?
Well, I don't know about me specifically. I think pretty much all yoga instructors bring their own personal individual element to their practice and to the classes that they teach. But for me, I just have taken the different elements from all the different teacher trainings I've done. And so I've basically taken what I've liked the most about Brian Cass teacher training and Steve Ross and Rusty Wells. So basically all the things that really motivated and inspired me, I've brought together and fused, and hence Bhakti Power Flow. So I use a lot of, I play current music. It's not the typical traditional Hatha yoga class. So I play, current radio music, and it's kind of more upbeat, and you get you get a pretty good cardio going on.
So what does your flow look like? You've got music going on in the background. What is the pace of the class like? How is it structured? What are the types of poses that you're doing, and what keeps people from getting bored?
Well, see, that's the big, you just said structure. What kind of structure for me is like out the window. Of course I'll follow, I'll start, with sun salutations. I'll go through a process, but I freestyle everything with dance and with yoga, so it's kind of just whatever. And then, of course, depending on what the class that evening, like let's say if I see there's 3 new people, the pace will be a lot different than if I see just the regulars, the usual.
So you always kind of sort of cater to whatever class that you have. And what makes your class so upbeat? You've got music in the background, and do you sort of coordinate a routine in advance? And how do people get into the groove?
I don't really choreograph or coordinate anything ahead of time. It's pretty much, I just go, it's yoga, and it's all about mind, body, spirit. So I want to just be present. So I just go with the flow. And as far as people get, the thing is, we start with, I try to incorporate pranayama, breath work, as well as the asana practice, the physical practice, and then we also have chanting with the kirtan. So all those things inspire and motivate me, so that's why I want to give, it's almost like a yoga buffet. I want people to come and, if they like the kirtan, if they like the meditation aspect, if they like the practice, whatever they don't, it's whatever they choose. If they choose not to do the chanting, then they could just sit there and absorb that energy.
Would you say that sometimes when you're doing poses, do you ever feel like you're faced with maybe people or students get nervous that they can't do it, or they're nervous that other people are going to be judging them? I think that some people might be scared to do yoga because they think that people are going to judge them.
Well, that's the thing. I make it a point as I'm teaching to let people know that each pose could be modified, and I'll give them an option. If you can't hold this pose, a modification is bring your left knee down or to lower. There's always modifications. Yoga, just like in life, you could choose. There's always choices. There's always choices. And if people want to take it to the next level, they take a more intense variation. And I try to keep it throughout the whole practice. I try to let people know that it is an open level class. So yoga is not a competition, not just with the person next to you, with yourself. One day you might feel completely invigorated and do the whole class without stopping once, and the next day you might not. And it's completely fine, because that's not what yoga's about. It's way deeper than that.
Right, and it's all about sort of like turning over a new leaf and being more accepting of what you're capable of doing that day. Do you think that having that mentality is beneficial to your workout and the results you're going to get if you're accepting and kind of go with the flow?
Absolutely. Hence, Bhakti Flow. Because Bhakti means, in Sanskrit, the translation is the yoga of devotion. So it's devoting yourself completely. All we could give is 100% of ourselves. And what our eyes may perceive 100% for one person to the other is what is the word I'm looking for?
Well, how would you say this is sort of a gift to yourself when you develop your practice? Would you say that this is sort of something that you can do at home as well as in a studio? Is it something that you can do
Yoga
and carry with you anywhere?
You can take anywhere, with or without a mat. You know, we live in Guam. It's amazing. The weather, especially right now, is beautiful. Go to the park. You know, it's just about coming back to, you know, and all the poses are so natural. It's just absolutely, you don't need to buy anything. You could just go to the park, you know, you don't necessarily need a yoga mat. Go on the grass, you could do it at home. Now that there's, you know, I don't know what station it is, but there's a yoga practice that you could follow. Brian Kess on his website, free download. So you don't have to do it with a group in a class setting.
Tell me about this Buyaka dance style. You've got somebody from LA that's coming in January, in the middle of January, and her name is Tatiana, I believe.
Yes.
She's going to come in. She's really pretty well known for this dance movement.
Right. Well,
what's this about?
Tatiana is actually from Italy, and she choreographs and dances in LA, and she's a good friend of mine. And Buyaka, if you love Zumba, and you know, we're huge Zumba fans here at Synergy. You know, I'm a certified Zumba instructor, and we have 3 others. You will love Buyaka. It's a little more choreographed, but she's going to teach 2 workshops, 2 different master classes. One is a level, on Saturday, January 23rd will be level 1, Sunday, January 24th will be level 2. So even for those who want to take it to the next level, they could take both days. But it's similar to Zumba, but a little more focused on the dance aspect. I mean, you still get a cardio workout, and it's basically like being at a club. It's like club dancing packed into like 2 hours. So much fun. And
it's a 2-hour class?
2 hours.
Okay.
And Tatiana makes it so, it's like video, you know, you watch videos and you see the dancers. She can teach, I don't know how she does it. Magically, you end up like looking like one of those dancers.
Even if you're not a good dancer.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
She breaks things down so well and she makes it so much fun. She's got like such an amazingly big, fun
What kind
spirit.
of music is she playing?
She plays everything, hip-hop, reggaeton, a little bit of salsa, primarily hip-hop. Yeah.
And how can people sign up for this?
They can come into Synergy Monday through Thursday between 4 and 7. And we'll start registration on January 7th.
Perfect.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tell me about it.
Fugitive, John Materni.